Delighted to be joined by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren at a media lunch in London. How are we, Frank?
I'm okay, I'm enjoying myself, had a nice lunch. What about you?
I'm good. I had some good fish, so
Good.
thanks for the invite.
Excellent, excellent. I caught
Let's-
that
let's-
this morning.
Let's talk about the York Hall show last week. There were some big performances. Moses Italma, Royston Barney-Smith, and many more. But let's start with Moses as well. I saw him on TalkSport last night. This is a kid that is sounding more and more like a fully grown man, ready to become a world heavyweight champion in the coming years. He's really got it all going on, hasn't he?
He's a teenager, he was only 19 a couple of weeks ago, but he's doing really well, he's doing everything that's expected of him. He had a little injury, so he's probably missed out on the fight, but he's doing all what we wanted him to do. He's with a new trainer now in Alan Smith, and my son Francis is doing a brilliant job in managing him, and it's a great team effort by everybody, and I'm highly delighted where we are with him, and I think he'll just go from strength to strength.
And that Dan Garber, he'd gone 8 rounds with Thomas Carty. He was a good young heavyweight coming through. Thomas Carty stopped him in the 8th round. Moses Italma made very short work of him.
He's very powerful. You know, he's very fast. He's got fast hands, very hurtful, and certainly at the level he's at, and I believe the level above, he will do that to most guys.
I'm hearing things about his next fight. Is there anything you want to tell us?
Yeah, it'll be on May the 18th.
Okay, and could this be the first title fight in the career of
I
Moses?
believe it will be.
It's fantastic. So the progress is coming thick and fast. That'll be his
He's
9th
moving
fight.
up. I mean, he's only a kid. He's a kid, and he's a very ambitious young man. But as far as boxing is concerned, he's very young. And as I've always said, as much as he wants to be the youngest guy to ever win a world heavyweight champion, it is not a 100-metre race. It's a marathon, and you pick the right moments to make the right fights. And he's, you know, he may well beat that record, to be quite honest, the way he's going. But I'm not going to be sort of pushing that pressure on him now.
Royston Barney-Smith, another young man with lofty ambitions, looked spectacular last week, Frank.
It was a very mature performance, and you could see as he's getting older now, obviously he's maturing, he's getting stronger, he's getting the strength of a man, and that showed. That fellow had only been stopped once, I believe, in 26 or 27 fights, and he'd done a job on him. I mean, he could have took him out in the first round. He nearly knocked him over with the first meaningful punch that he threw. He's an exceptional, gifted young man and a great talent.
How do you deal with managing these young fighters who probably think they're ready for a world title fight tomorrow? Think they can take on the entire world, but you've got to kind of guide them, right?
Well, that's what our job is, isn't it? You know, our job is to make the right move at what we feel is the right time. Most of the time, I like to believe we get it right, and you know, we've been entrusted with these guys' careers, and I've got to make sure that we do make the right moves at the right time, because I genuinely feel that they are potential world champions, and they're certainly some of the best talents, young talents, prospects in the world at the moment.
Finally, on that York Hall show, there are a few complaints coming in that perhaps the ring announcer was too handsome. Have you got any kind of comment on that?
Well, listen, next time we actually got Ofcom onto us telling us that we've got to now make it a PG.
We'll have to have a good look at that. Thank you, Frank. Let's talk about the 5 versus 5. That is the talk of the boxing world right now. Have you got like winners' bonuses and knockout bonuses? Is there things like that going on for this?
We're working on all that at the moment, and that'll all be revealed on the 15th of April when we do the press conference in London.
How much are you looking forward to this, and how much
I'm
does it
really
mean?
looking forward to it because I'm competitive, and our opposition at Queensberry, Eddie Hearn, he's very competitive. We did some promos yesterday, and even the promos are competitive. It's great, and it gets the old juices going, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be, you know, I think it's going to be some fabulous fights on there, and we're both looking for the bragging rights.
It's all been very nicey between you and Eddie. It's been very strange.
It won't be on the night. Don't worry about it. As we get nearer to it, the old tension will get in, and we'll all be looking for the underbelly. Look, the fighters are fighting for their respective promotional companies, so it's not just a fight for them. It is a fight for them and their careers, but it's also, you don't want to let the team down.
Will you be like, I don't know, doing pep talks? Will there be like group huddles?
I'll be screaming at them, encouraging them. So that's what I do.
You've been in corners before, perhaps not for a few years, but you've done that. Are you thinking about doing it again?
Listen, all of them have got good trainers and they're quite confident in doing it. And at times I'm outside the ring watching fights and getting carried away, wishing I was in there. But no, I'm all right. I'm quite content in my role in this and being the team manager.
What sort of winner will you be? You know, say Queensberry come away here. Are you
Intolerable.
Gonna be, yeah.
I'll be intolerable winner. I'm going to just go, oh, they made the best man win. You'll know about it. I'll be driving up and down the road in Brentwood with my little megaphone out the window, or big megaphone, saying about who won this.
Terrorising Eddie Hearn.
Correct.
Were you happy with his picks? He went for featherweight and light heavyweight, and you seem pretty okay with that.
I'm okay with all of it. I mean, I think we've got a really good roster of fighters. We've got some of the best young fighters in the world. We've got a great heavyweight stable, and I'm really confident that we're in a good position in this tournament. I'm confident in our guys. I'm confident in what we're doing. You know, we work very hard, as does the other side, by the way, you know, to develop and nurture and bring young fighters through. And this is going to be really, really good fun, as well as being, look, let's get it right. The gloves are going to come off big time, and we're going to be. It's just going to be so much emotion, tension, and everything on the night. It's going to be great fun, and I'll tell you what, the fans are going to love it. They're going to love it.
Cannot wait for that. Before that, there's a number of shows coming up, but April 20th at York Hall, the return of Sam Noakes. First time he'll be taking to the ring as a British lightweight champion. You must have been impressed with the progress of him. He's knocked everyone out, Frank.
I'm very, very impressed with him. You know, he gets better and better in every fight. I mean, he's a handful for anyone. It's like he's, you know, the volume of punches he throws, the pace he fights at is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. He's got excitement all over him. Every time he steps into the ring, you know it's going to be an exciting fight, and I'm expecting the same thing in his next one.
It feels like, you know, we've talked about this Mark Chamberlain fight since the start, really, for a long, long time. It feels like that actually is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
We need to build that and build it, and you know, when it finally takes place, which it will do at the end of the year, it's going to be in a big arena. And everybody's going to know about it. They're both making a name for themselves, both doing phenomenally well. And it's one of those situations, going back to them old days of, you know, great rivalry between British boxers. But we'll make sure this fight happens. And when it does happen, it's going to be mega.
Well, Henry Turner is back on that show as well. Yeah. I know he's one of your favourites, unbeaten young man, but also in against an unbeaten fighter in Bradley Townsend. Bit of a step up.
It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight for both of them. But these are the fights which these guys need, and it sorts out the men from the boys. And at the end of the day, I feel that I really do like Henry. He's sort of started stopping a few now, hasn't he, in his last few fights, doing it in style, and he's matured and got stronger. This will be a good test for him.
Also, you know, we'll go through the entire show a bit closer to the time, but Andrew Kane will be back. First time since that fight with Baluta, where he just came up short. But you must have something in mind for Andrew Kane.
We do have, I should say, and I'm hoping we can announce that fairly soon. But it'll be a decent fight for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, terrific gym they've got up at Liverpool. Denzel Bentley back against Danny Dignam on May the 11th. Has to win, doesn't he?
Well, look, you know what? It's crossroads. You win it. If you don't win it, where'd you go? And it's really what it's all about. So there's a lot at stake for Denzel on this fight. We're keeping him busy. Despite his losses, he's coming back again. And as you say, this is a fight against Danny, who, by the way, is not coming to make up the numbers. He fancies the job.
Well, speaking of fancying the job, it looks like Tyson Fury very much fancies the job May 18th. He looks in tremendous shape from pictures I've seen. I've seen abs coming through, Frank. You must be delighted with the shape
look,
of him.
He looks in shape because he was in shape. He was training before he got his cut. He's probably in the best shape he's been in for a long time. And in some ways, maybe this postponement because of the injury might be a blessing because he's going to be even fitter. All I know is on the night, on the 18th, you are going to get the best version of Tyson Fury.
Is Oleksandr Usyk the biggest threat to Tyson Fury's career?
Look, he's undefeated fighter. He's done it at every level, from amateurs, cruiserweight, professional. You could say he probably is, but I just feel that Tyson's style and what he has about him will be too much for Alexandra.
Is it fair to say that Fury's never boxed anyone like Usyk and Usyk's never boxed anyone like Fury?
No, I think Usyk's never boxed anybody like Tyson.
Do you feel like this is the biggest fight you've ever promoted? Because you said that heading into Battle of the
Well,
Bands.
look, it's the biggest fight that I've ever been involved with. I mean, it's a joint promotion with K2, obviously with Sella, with His Excellency's company, Riyadh season. It's a huge fight. It's the first four belt of all time, and it's the first one this century. We're in 2024. Was it 24 years plus whatever the other end, 25, 26 years since something like this has happened. This is a huge, huge fight.
What sort of concerns have you got about the cut?
I think it'll be healed. Well, it will be healed. But anything can happen in fights.
Yeah. Carl Froch came out with a comment. I know he's always talking, but this one in particular, he talks about he's not convinced about Fury. He doesn't think Fury's heart is in the game.
His heart?
Yeah, he doesn't think his heart's in the game anymore. Any thoughts on that? Like maybe he's made enough money. That kind of energy is.
Why? I don't understand. I don't even understand what on earth that's supposed to mean. So this fella who's training his balls off for a fight's heart's not in the game. This fellow who's sacrificing, leaving home, going into training camps, hard sparring, his heart's not in the game. I mean, it's just stupid. All I keep hearing, you know what, I'm going to stop talking about Carl Froch as of today, because all I keep hearing is the most ridiculous statements from somebody you think would know a little bit better. And he's just a green-eyed monster. He's got that green-eyed monster.
But in terms
jealousy all over. And
in terms of Tyson Fury, I saw an interview where you feel absolutely adamant that he will stop Oleksandr Usyk.
I believe he will.
Yeah. Do you think they're early, late? What have you got in your head?
I don't think it'll go very much past midway.
Fantastic. May 18th, can't wait. Just a couple more, Frank, before I let you go. A word on Liam Davis. I mean, he is coming along very nicely, isn't he? Big year for him.
He had 8 fights, then he came to us and he's had 8 fights since. In those 8 fights, he's won the British, Commonwealth, European and the IBO Championship. And the reason he fought for the IBO is because Inuit is defending his 4 titles. So that is something a little bit phenomenal. That's what he's done since he's been with us. We provided those opportunities and he's grabbed them with both hands and delivered in spades. I mean, he is an excellent, excellent young fighter.
Frank, before I let you go, final one. Who are Frank Warren's top 5 heavyweights as we sit here today?
Top 5 heavyweights of when?
Right now, not like Muhammad Ali, but as in today.
That's a tough one. Right, so let's go from, I would say, Tyson, Usyk, Joshua, Daniel Dubois, and probably Joe Parker.
Solid picks. Hopefully we'll see them very, very soon.
On their current form.
Perfect. I'm being ushered to move out the way. So thank you very much, Frank. See you next
You're welcome,
time.
young man.
Cheers.
And make sure it's PG next time.